It's week 2 of the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. It's the Vikings and the Browns, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
It's the city of rock and roll, and this place sure is rocking as they await the start of this one. We're here at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland, Ohio. With Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. Happy to welcome you to week 2 of 3 here in the preseason. And this is the week, Brock, where a lot of players, they're not just fighting their opponents out there anymore, but they're fighting each other for the roster spots remaining as we look ahead to the final week of the preseason.
Yeah, that's well said, Kate. And every coach will say the same thing across all 32 teams. Don't count numbers.
Yeah.
Don't look around the room.
Yeah.
Don't look at anybody else. Just worry about doing your job. But when you're outside the top 40 or so, you know it. You know you're on the bubble, and your performance in this game.
Personnel is out. Everyone's ready to get this one going. And off we go from Cleveland. His return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, the 10th pick of the draft, coming off that national championship in Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
This guy is a winner. Everywhere he has been, whether at the high school level in Illinois, down at IMG Academy, or up there in Ann Arbor, this guy, J.J. McCarthy, finds a way to win. On the back of bringing a national championship to Michigan, he rose to the top half of the first round in the NFL draft in April, and now a huge opportunity. Kirk Cousins departs, and expectations rise as J.J. is going to get a chance to prove that he can be a winner at this level, too.
McCarthy trying again on second down. Pass is caught. It's T.J. Hawkinson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. First carry here for Aaron Jones. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
To the right, hauled in by Jefferson. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. Straight ahead they go with Jones. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. 2nd and 6 coming up here. On play action now, McCarthy. Moore's got it. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. It's Jones on the toss. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in a locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. You got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing them. Here we go, 2nd and very long. On the move, headed right. He's running for it.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Running in the red zone. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings finish off an excellent opening series. It's an Aaron Jones touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
One after try good by Reichard. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Returning it from the 4. Returns looking good so far. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. And they'll be led out by this promising young signal caller out of the University of Colorado.
It's always fun. Puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you can see some of those nerves slipping through.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Staying on the ground with Ford. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Another one for Ford. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first. Out of the option, he's going to keep it going right. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. It's a gain of 12 there. And that gives the Browns a first. Here's Ford running right. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. And he can't hang on to it in the end zone. Not an interception, only an incompletion. So they get it back. 2nd down coming up. Throwing off the play fake here. He was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. Setting up a throw. Buys time, rolling right. Oh, he's going to run for it.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. It's from the right hash, 46 yards. Carlson's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Minnesota all set to go for its second drive. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Jefferson brings it in on the slant. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He'll get this to Jefferson. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Back to throw. Here's McCarthy. Fits it through the middle. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Counterplay, Jones. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Completed over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Complete beyond the marker. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
1st and 10, here's Jones. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
It's a gain of 3 after the loss, but still 3rd and 8 to work with. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Will Reichard now to try the Vikings field goal. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. Smith able to put it through. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Fielded at the 7. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. 2nd drive coming up for this Cleveland offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing it to start this drive. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Throwing from the gun. That's complete, David Njoku. And he'll go down, it will say right at the 39-yard line. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Now looking to throw. This finds Carter complete. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
They are throwing it again. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. The Browns are lining up to punt. And this is the first time he's been called on today. And this one's away and looking good. Nice angle on this one, headed towards the sideline. This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position awaiting them. It's spotted at the 11. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. McCarthy to throw it. He has the first over the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Jones trying the left side. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that brings up 3rd down. McCarthy looking to throw. That's caught for the first. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle to Jones. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the 1st quarter. It's a 10-3 ball game. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. We're ready now for the 2nd quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. This has been a good drive, but it's at risk here on 3rd down. They'll run the draw with Jones. And he's able to take this up pretty close to that 40-yard line. Call it 5 yards on the play. It's going to be 4th down.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. McCarthy to throw for it. That's caught beyond the marker. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, a gift to Jones. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Jones once more. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. They're going play action. Has his man. It's Addison. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that will set up 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Jones. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
He's on the... and they score! It's a Minnesota touchdown! The Vikings take a 13-point lead. J.J. McCarthy, the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Here's Reichard, set to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Browns getting their offense out there. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. That one complete to Njoku. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Harrison Smith in on the stop. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Back to throw now. Finds him over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Pressure gets to him, and he goes down. That's a sack. We do have a marker down, but where it's at on the field, partner, that sure looks like it's in the neighborhood of holding. Well, that play went for negative yards anyway, so no need for them to accept that penalty. They'll run here, following the penalty. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over him.
And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The Vikings and Justin Jefferson ready to go to work again offensively. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. On the carry, this is Jones. They'll have him gain about a handful there. Award that tackle to Michael Hall. Offense to the line for 2nd down. On play action now, McCarthy. Finds a seam down the middle. He does it! Touchdown, Minnesota! The Vikings make it a 3-possession game. Jordan Addison, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Record there to tack on the extra point. And the Vikings stretch their lead to 21. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Here's DeAndre Carter with the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now we see the Browns offense headed out. They're down 21 now after that last score and in need of a comeback as we work through this game. 1st and 10, they're going to throw. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete. David Njoku, the guy he was looking for. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Ford. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be 3rd down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
Oh, that's a major missed opportunity right there. Coverage can breathe a little sigh of relief. They dodged a bullet. Time to adjust and get some extra help on the back end to take away those open shots downfield.
Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. The Vikings and their QB J.J. McCarthy returning to the field on offense. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. They've got a man in motion. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Throw left side, brought in by Hawkinson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Pass is caught by Addison. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Has the connection to Hawkinson. This gets the 1st and more. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
They kick the running back in motion. Toward the sideline, and he's got more. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down. Back to the air, McCarthy. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So that brings up second down. Straight ahead they go with Jones. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Shotgun handoff now to Chandler. And he's got a nice gain down inside the 10-yard line. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he finds him in the end zone for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings ballooning the first half lead even further. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
One after try good by Reichard. And the Vikings grow their lead yet again. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Ford straight ahead. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he'll go down, it will say right at the 39-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that gives the Browns a first. Back now, pressure on its way. Got a man, it's Njoku. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Harrison Smith in on the stop. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 42. Dump off caught by his back. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Connection made to Judy. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They'll run here on 1st down. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Shotgun snap, a give to Ford. And he's got this down to the 40. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3. Throwing now, off play action. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
The Vikings are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
Now we'll see Ryan Wright come on for the Vikings to punt this away on 4th. Fields this at the 42. And he's brought down before the return gets far. 58 yards on the punt there. And the Browns will go on offense. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. They'll throw to begin this drive. Judy there to grab it. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. He finds Johnson. And he's taken down at the 30. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Connects with the open man downfield. And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns chop some of the lead off before the half. David Njoku, the touchdown. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he can rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
That one right down the middle. And the Browns cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. On the return, it's Rondale Moore. And look at this return. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. 1st and 10, here's McCarthy. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's McCarthy. Able to find Jones. Jukes out a one-stop. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. It's a pickup of 11. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down. Minnesota spends its 2nd time out here. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Hockenson reels it in. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down. Now the Vikings use their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. They'll come up 1st and 10. They'll throw it again. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down. They put a receiver in motion right. McCarthy trying again on second down. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. Throwing from the gun. And he finds him in the end zone for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings get more points to end a lopsided first half. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Reichard there to tack on the extra point. And the Vikings continue piling on to this lead. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. So at the end of 2, the Vikings playing Road Warriors here. They've got the lead. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in just a moment. Want to remind everyone, this is week 2 of the preseason. These two teams will have one more tune-up after this next week, before the regular season gets started on the Thursday following Labor Day. In our game, still a lot to keep an eye on. Roster spots are going to be won or lost depending on these next 2 quarters. So let's get back to it, as I'll hand it back over
Reichard, set to
Kate
kick
and
this
Brock.
away. Fielded at the 7. This return makes it up to the 25. The Browns have the football first to start the 3rd, and here comes their offense. And this has become must-score territory now every time out as they trail by a full 4 possessions in this second half. On first down, they'll run. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. A give now from the gun. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
That's Tillman. He's got it. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Tackle made by Jeff Okuda. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Going to the ground again on first. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required, along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And it sets up second down. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
Send everybody deep. I know he wants to wait and stretch the field and use his arm. The trouble is you wait too long, you end up on your back.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on fourth down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. He was good on his first kick. Going to need to hit this one well to go 2 for 2. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that lowers the gap to 25 points.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on a field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Vikings taking the field on offense. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Chandler again. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. And they send a man in motion. They'll run now on 2nd down. And he's going to be taken down right around the 39. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down. Another carry for him. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now a give to Chandler, running right. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. First throw for the backup now. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. He gets 6 on that play, and that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down. Give now to the running back. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. They give up the gut to Chandler. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
From the 19. And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here's ripping the throw. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
Reichert on for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Vikings continue adding on to that lead. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Pass complete to Thrash. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That one goes for 25 yards. And that gives the Browns a first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
And that's nearly intercepted, but couldn't hang on. Just a harmless incompletion. It's third down. Throwing now from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
To throw, Pickett. That's taken in by Bell. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. 2nd and 3 now. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. That's caught for the first. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
Pickett set to pass. This throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And now they're up against it here on 4th down. Carlson's kick is good. And that's only a small chip off of what's still a 29-point advantage.
He's happy to bring them 3 points closer, but I'm sure he sees the situation of the game. He knows 3 isn't going to cut it to end these drives. They need to find the end zone.
Chandler now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. Now it's Rippin. He's got a man left. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They'll come up 1st and 10. Here's Rippin. Spins out of one stop. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10 from the 41. Throwing now, off play action. He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
And he's swallowed up in the middle, no gain on the run. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. And the Browns add an extra defensive back out there. Nickel package, 3rd down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Hits him on the out route. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, short of the 15. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Trying the right side, and he's brought down for a loss.
That offensive line and that O-line coach got to look at those pictures and figure something out, because you cannot let a defensive tackle defeat your block at the point of attack, or you're going to get a negative run time after time.
And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. They'll get that yard back, but no more. It's 3rd and 10. Throwing now, Rippin. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a cornerback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes on how to stay in position and, most importantly, swat that pass away. Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Brings in the kick at the 9. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Browns and this running back headed back out for a new series. And they settled for a chip shot field goal last time, Brock. You got to think they want to be able to finish it off and reach the end zone here. Handoff now out of the gun. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's the Browns with the ball, but they enter this 4th quarter at a massive deficit. First and 10 from the 41. Pickett to throw. Thrash hauls it in. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Connects with Thrash. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st down from the red zone. Looking touchdown, but can't connect. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now it's 2nd down. This one's caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
And he has the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns putting up points in a game decided. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
That one splits the uprights. And the Browns will trail by 25. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Starting from the 5. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Vikings offense back to the field now. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. They've got 1st down from the 31. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. Now it's a bootleg for him. Complete out to the right. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. New set of downs for him from the 46. They'll run here on 1st down. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a 1st with some room to spare.
First down, and they go right back to him. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he works this to the 38 before going down. 7 yards to pick up there. It's 4th down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out from the right hash, 55 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that gives them a 28-point advantage.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
And this drive will start inside the 25. Back out now comes the Browns offense. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. To throw is Pickett. Bell on the catch. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Finds him over the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a Cleveland first down. Now Pickett. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. That one's rejected at the line. So second down coming up. They are throwing it again. Short pass brought in. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Trying to force one through there. So it's going to be fourth and short. Now here's Pickett. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Still sticking with the passing game. Throw left side, complete. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. 2nd and 3 now. He'll get this to Tillman. And he gets back to the line, but no more. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Right up the gut. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches. Pickett set to pass. Complete out to the right side. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Handoff now from the gun. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
Lengthy 4th down try here. They need 6. To throw, Pickett. Has it down close. And this is down all the way to the 3. They stun the defense with a gain of 14 on 4th down and pick up the first. They'll try and punch it in. Runs it in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns making the scoreboard look a touch better. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Hopkins knocks the extra point through. And the Browns cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. Down by 3 scores, their hand is forced. They're going to try the onside kick here. And this is covered by the Vikings hands team. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it, even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
Here's a give up the middle. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the second level. Well, someone from the second level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a third run after back-to-back negative losses.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He fires one deep down the middle. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. So that brings up 4th and long. The Vikings getting their punt team out. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. First punt win 45 yards. This looks considerably further. This lands deep into the end zone. We're picking things up for the 20 after the touchback. Here comes their offense out again. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air. So expect some tighter coverage this time around. Pickett will look to throw. That one's complete, right side. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. That pass is caught by Bell. And he'll get it up to the 44. Offense up to the line fast. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Trying again, following the sack. That's taken in by Bell. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first. Throwing on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Working quickly here. Here's Pickett. That's Tillman. He's got it. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Browns trying to make it look a little nicer on that scoreboard. 2nd and 6 now. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing now, off play action. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Judy there to grab it. And they take him down right along the 30. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. Pickett to throw. On the slant, complete to Judy. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. They've got to keep moving quick here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Throwing it again here. Catch is made in close. And he's out of bounds at the 3. Nearly got to the end zone there. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They go play action here. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that makes it 2nd and goal. Now Pickett. And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns get it back to within 2 possessions. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
On his Hopkins for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns get it back to a 14-point game. So even after the score, they're still down 2 possessions. Time not exactly on their side as they try this onside kick. And the Vikings bring in the onside kick. That should just about do it. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. The Vikings now set to take the field. And they're already up by 2 scores, Brock, but another one here would really put this one out of reach. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Here's a handoff up the gut. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Timeout taken by the defense, their 2nd. Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. The Vikings into victory formation here as they take a knee. Now the Browns spend their final timeout, setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. They take a knee, and that should do it for us here.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And that's out. We're just waiting for the spot. They're going to say it cleared the sideline over top the 14. So the Vikings pick up the win on the road. And they'll enter the final week of the preseason with a little momentum thanks to this victory. Ahead of that last tune-up before the games start to count. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Vikings emerge as winners, as with that, we'll sign off from Cleveland.